A guide for walking into the darkness. For the new moon, October 27th, 2019, at 11:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The earth continues its cycles, the bounty of the last summer harvest collected, leaves turning color and dropping off, the landscape changing from full foliage to barren branches. The time now is ripe to reflect on the knowledge we have reaped and what we intend to sow come spring. The winter is a time for hibernation and the incubation of ideas. These dark days are not just for sleep. Sleep well and let your night's dreams teach and heal you. Dream hard and know that this sleep is the seed that will flourish next spring, when imagination comes to fruition. We change and grow every cycle in accordance with what we think most about. What are you thinking about? What do you want to change? How do we see the light and the dark in every cycle of our lives? In every aspect of who we are. In this period, we ask the shadow sides of ourselves to show us their form in the darkness, so that we can more truly see who we are and be in accord with the expansive nature of the being becoming. In the following segment, Kiki will be making a spread asking these questions. What powers are my powers that I may utilize? How do we see light? How do we see dark? What needs to change about the way I see light and dark? Who can help me bring forth the many facets of myself? What can help amplify my shadow self to nourish my soul?
Hello everyone, how are you? So just a couple announcements. Upcoming on the 29th is a body music therapy group Reiki session with Rao. And then on the 30th, I am doing a Samhain breathwork circle. If you want to come to that, you can bring articles or artifacts, pictures, something. I'm going to have an altar set up, and we're going to be paying respects to the departed. That could be animals, plants, humans, whatever is tugging at your heartstrings. And I'll be guiding a breath work. And then on the 1st of November, which happens to be my birthday, I am installing some art pieces at an event at Market Hotel with some music. So links to that below. Also, just FYI, your support is greatly appreciated. If you feel a calling to do so, click the link to the Patreon page and help us sustain this effort and work. We'll be increasing quality, building new website, and being able to just spend more time creating magnificent content for you. So there is a new moon on Sunday, and it is in Scorpio, which happens to be my sun sign. I also have a big fat stellium in Scorpio, and it's a great time to connect in with who you are, getting into your guts, guiding with them. And it's a time where we're entering into a dark period. There's less light, and so it's about embracing your shadow side. So this is for our little community. It's for everybody. It's a reading I'm giving for free. Future ones will be exclusive to patrons on the Patreon site, which you can subscribe to for as little as $2 per month. You can kind of think about it like you're buying me a cookie. for a coffee. I'd rather have your support for this work. It's more important to me. All right, so 1, what powers are ours to utilize during this time period? We have the Fool reversed. How do we see light? 4 of Cups. How do we see dark? The Hierophant. And I'll be taking a snapshot of these. You can see it on the Patreon page too. What needs to change about the way we see light and dark? King of Wands. Who can help us bring forth our many facets? The Tower. And then what can help amplify our shadow self and nourish our souls? 9 of Cups. And that is reversed. Just show a little. Oh, can you see it? Yeah. I'll take a better picture. You can click the link. So I'm just going to talk through these really quickly. And we can say, what powers are ours to utilize? So, the Fool reversed, right? With this card, it's kind of like starting fresh, starting new. Giving you the ability to allow yourself freedom. Where are you hindering yourself? Where are you holding yourself back? Where are we as a collective holding ourselves back? What are we afraid of? And how can we escape from that? And I think it's about kind of grabbing the essentials that you would need. Here, I mean, I'll flip it around. So you've kind of got this like Hanuman deity, and you have these little figures. You could kind of equate them to archetypes or ancestral ties, right? Kind of looks like he's wanting to let them go. In the regular Fool Tarot, this is the Carnival at the End of the World Tarot. It's about kind of the mass extinction we're in now. So, and global warming and all of that. So, how can we release and deprogram? What do we need to deprogram as a collective? I think that's really what this card is emphasizing. And that we do have the capability to deprogram. And a lot of that is not in our head so much as it is actually in our bodies and our DNA. One good way to do that is breath work. Any kind of meditation, any kind of sitting with your body, feeling with your body. And there are also many guidelines coming out about deprogramming. If you are curious more about that, hit me up. I will send you some links. There are many. So how do we see light? 4 of Cups, right? So emotional stability. As a collective, are we emotionally stable? That's up to you to decide. Personally, I feel there is a lot of self-righteousness at the moment happening, and there needs to be more compassion, which is really, this card is about being compassionate and respectful first with yourself, taking care of your most intimate parts. You see this steam coming onto his head, right? And he's kind of like got this eunuch vibe, non-binary vibe. I think about, like, actually quite literally yoni steaming, or taking care of your most intimate parts, getting a colonic, things of that nature. So those are actually, it's kind of a reverse in a way of light and dark. So taking care of that, how do we see darkness? We have the Hierophant. And how do we see darkness? So I always kind of think of this archetype or figure as it's a mediator, it's a bridge. It's a bridge. So you can think of the bridge to the underworld, creating spaces and altars, connecting yourself to those types of attributes that you don't necessarily want to think about or grieve. And grief is necessary in order to create light. So obviously it's yin and yang. They're connected together, right? So this card, again, I think of Yoda or Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars. You can kind of think of that yang energy, but there's also kind of, a dark humor, especially with Yoda, It's kind of laughing at yourself and allowing yourself to make the mistakes. We're all human. None of us are perfect. So this is really, gives you the potential really to allow yourself into a kind of a humor for what might be dark or usually you feel sad about, taking that. And then that's kind of segueing into what needs to change about the way we are seeing light and dark. So it's kind of taking, so many of us want to be or are cosmopolitan. Our focus is on how we look, our vanity, our outer appearance. But really it's about shifting your perception into these areas. So it's about focusing more on the simpler things in life and nature. It's about finding God or the creator within nature. It's about understanding that we are not superior to animals. We are not superior to earth. We are not even superior to dirt. It's allowing yourself to get dirty and to kind of not give a fuck. That scorpionic, not give a fuck attitude. So, who can help bring forth our many facets? We have the King of Wands. So this is really about your mastering your own creativity and sexuality. It's about giving yourself time to explore within yourself and with your friend groups. You could host a collage party, a painting party, a dildo party, whatever floats your boat, but really getting in there, especially with a group or a collective of people, holding a meeting, holding a book club, things to really inspire and connect us as a network, as a mushroom spore. And what can help us amplify our shadow self and nourish our soul? As a collective, we have here reversed 9 of Cups. So this is kind of emotional positive crisis, right? Which is all about, it's again, entering into these states of allowing ourselves to feel in our body, feel where we're holding the tension. Even doing this with other people in a collective setting, going again to yoga classes, breath work, or hosting something at your house where you sit together and can feel into your bodies Where are you holding grief? Where are you holding tension? Where are you holding shame? Where are these things? Talking about it together is very important. And it brings in connection, and it ultimately, it can feel painful at first, but will, at the end of the tunnel, be such a nourishing, guiding thing. And one other option I wanted to say is, while I do think having these in physical form together is a really great thing, I also feel you can do it with Zoom. We have the internet, people. So utilize that space too, where you can connect together. That is all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much love to you. Please consider supporting this work. Thank you. Mwah.